Hi, and welcome to this talk on the Asian School of the Environment here at Nanyang Technological University. My name is Natasha Bhatia. I'm the Associate Chair for Academic Matters here, which means that I'm responsible for the undergraduate programmes. But before we dive into that, let's take a bit of a closer look at who we are. So at ASE, we are the home for environmental science at NTU. And what that means is that we try and use scientific research, reasoning, and communication to understand better some of the biggest environmental challenges that we face here in Asia and around the world. If you take a look at this photo, this is a photo of Merapi volcano, which erupted at the end of January in 2021. If you're looking at this photo and thinking, what are some of the physical processes that made this volcano erupt when it did? How will this eruption affect the species in the area, the plants and the animals? How will it affect the people that are living in the surrounding area? And how might society respond to an eruption like this? If you are thinking any of these questions, then ASE might be the place for you. How do we answer some of these questions? Well, we were established in 2015 as part of NTU's Sustainable Earth Peak of Excellence, which was a programme developed to prioritise sustainability as a research topic. That means that we have the resources to be able to spearhead education and research to address these environmental challenges. When we look at some of these environmental challenges, we often see that there's not just one cause to one problem, and that we have to take an interdisciplinary approach to understand it holistically. That might mean that we have to consider things like geography, geology, geosciences. We might have to consider biology and ecology, conservation, but we'd also have to consider things like socio-cultural influences and politics and potential management issues. For example, a few of you might know that here in Southeast Asia, one of the biggest pollution issues that we have is with transboundary air pollution, or haze. And that some of you might also know that this haze predominantly comes from burning of peatlands in places like Indonesia. But the solution to this problem is not as simple as stopping all the burning of the peatlands. We have to think about what are the motivations behind this burning. How will the ash react when it's burned? And how will it interact with the atmosphere? We have to think about what are some of the management issues that can be used to try and prevent pollution happening in the future. So you can see that the Earth is made up of many different spheres: the biosphere, the hydrosphere, the geosphere, and the anthroposphere, or the human influence on the planet, how we influence these spheres and how these spheres can influence us. So how can we better try and understand some of these interactions? Well, we can do that through our undergraduate programmes here at the Asian School of the Environment. Our single major is Environmental Earth System Science, and this is split into 3 different specialisations. They are Geoscience, Society in the Earth System, and Ecology and Ecosystems. So if you're interested in studying geosciences, that means that you're interested in studying the Earth's physical processes, its composition and its structure. You're also interested to investigate how topography and rocks at the Earth's surface reflect Earth's processes. If you're interested in studying society in the Earth system, that means that you're really interested in how society interacts with the environment and how these interactions have changed over time. You might want to understand more about why environmental problems occur in the first place and potential solutions to them. You also might want to understand more about the complex issues of sustainable societies. If you're interested to study ecology and ecosystems, you're primarily interested in looking at how species interact with their environment and what influences these interactions. You'll be trying to understand more about the biological and environmental aspects of life on Earth and study ecosystem functions, management, and their conservation. So for the Environmental Earth System Science programme, you will take core courses that will provide a very strong basis in fundamental sciences. You will also take core courses in communications and computational skills so that you have a good understanding about how to apply this science knowledge into everyday different scenarios. You'll take introductory courses into the 3 specialisations, and also will take courses that try and tackle some of the big environmental challenges that we're facing, like climate change and sustainability. Then you will undertake a specialisation to get more depth of knowledge. If you take the geoscience specialisation, that means you'll take additional courses in earth materials, structural geology, tectonics, geomorphology and volcanology. There'll also be an emphasis on field mapping in a lot of your field trips. If you take the Society and Earth Systems specialisation, that means that you'll be interested to learn more about environmental law and sustainability, as well as politics and economics. And if you take the Ecology and Ecosystem specialisation, you'll be learning more about tropical ecology, marine ecology, and how we can conserve these different types of environments. The double major programme gives the opportunity to understand environmental science and how it interacts with public policy. So if you take the double major programme, you will take all of the society specialisation courses, and you'll also take a selection of courses from the Public Policy and Global Affairs programme. Courses such as International Relations, Foreign Affairs and Political Theory will help you combine your scientific knowledge and how it can be applied in a public policy setting. For those of you who are really interested in the environment, but not so interested that you want to dedicate your entire major to it, we also run a minor programme in environmental sustainability. This is for non-ASE students who want to see where and how their major interacts with environmental issues. You'll take courses in environmental earth system science, climate and climate change, and environmental sustainability to be better equipped to do that. So our field courses are a really exciting part of our programme. We use field-based research and teaching to be able to give you the opportunity to apply what you've learned in the classroom to real-world scenarios. And the great example of this is our first-year field course to Bali, where you get to see the 3 specialisations in the real world. So for the geoscience portion of this trip, you climb Mount Batur and learn about volcanic processes whilst you're standing on a volcano. Then, for the society portion of this trip, you go to Ubud and learn about land use change. For the ecology portion of this trip, you go to the coastline and look at different types of coral diversity. Then, just with your more classroom-based courses, we like to get depth of the specialisations with the field-based courses also. So if you're in the society specialisation, you'll go to Sumatra and try and understand the different processes and shades of grey to do with palm oil exploitation. Then, if you're in the ecology specialisation, you'll go to Sri Lanka and look at the difference between disturbed areas of forest and undisturbed areas of forest. And if you're in the geoscience specialisation, you'll go to California, where you'll undertake a rigorous mapping programme. So, what do students do once they leave ASE? Well, I'm very happy to report that the majority of them go into jobs. We currently have an employment rate of about 90%, which we're very proud of considering how young we are as a school. And with the prioritisation of different types of green sector jobs by the Singaporean government, we are sure that anybody that graduates from ASE will find jobs no problem. So what kind of jobs do our graduates have? Well, some have gone into green collar or geotechnical and environmental consulting positions at companies like DHI or AECOM or Mott MacDonald. Some students have gone into the public sector like NParks or the NEA or the Singapore Land Authority. They've gone into conservation positions at BirdLife and WWF, or maybe they've gone into policy and management at Mandai. And some of our students have gone into corporate social responsibility and sustainability positions, as well as hazard response at places like Facebook, Unilever, and Marina Bay Sustainability. We also have some students that have gone into roles that are not traditionally associated with the environmental sector. So they're working for insurance companies and the financial sector using their data analytics skills. Some students have gone into work for social enterprises where they're using their communication skills they learned at ASE. Some students have gone into business where green finance is really becoming a hot button topic. And some students have gone into research. We currently have some graduate students who are working in Harvard and Caltech. So, what qualifications do you need to get into ASE? Well, we have a selective admissions of about 45 students, and that's so that we can really prioritise your learning experience. You need to have an interest and an enthusiasm for the environment and the natural world and be willing to tell us about it. You need a strong background in mathematics, but also physics, biology, economics, geography, or chemistry. Doesn't have to be all of them, we understand. As you can see from our likely cut-offs, the entrance requirements are quite high, but please don't let this discourage you. At ASE, we champion a holistic admissions process, which means that everybody that applies gets the potential to come for interview. And at the interview, that's your chance to really show us why you want to be a part of this programme. And always, your chances of being accepted onto the programme increase dramatically when you apply. So finally, why ASE? Well, we have a small cohort size that really prioritises your learning experience. We have a curriculum that's focused on independent thinking and technical skill and really prepares you for the outside world. A dedicated faculty that teach only environmental science and only in this department. Multiple field experiences, the most of any course in Singapore, and excellent career prospects. So, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can find us online at ase.ntu.edu.sg. You can follow us on Instagram with the hashtag YASE, or you can email our dedicated team at ase_undergrad@ntu.edu.sg. Thank you.